And we have today a speaker of today. I'll be proud to introduce Jitu. His name is Jitendra Das. We call him Jitu. Jitu is part of our DJH community since quite long, ever since the episode number 3. And Jitu is basically HR business partner and talent management specialist. Of course, he's a Marshall Goldsmith Stakeholder Centers coach. He's also associate certified coach by ICF. He's a postgraduate in HR with more than 10 years of experience, HR generalist experience in comprehensive retail, competitive retail, e-commerce, F&B, oil and gas, insurance, manufacturing, and corporate sector. He successfully handled various post-acquisition HR change management projects in UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, and India. And Jitu is here today to speak about a topic which is more relevant: time to scale up and career reboot. So without taking any much time, I would love to welcome Jitu on stage. And Jitu, I would love to see you on screen. And of course, you can share your screen as well to continue. So welcome, Jitu, and thanks for coming into the session.
Well, thank you, Santosh. First of all, thank you for organizing and also giving me this platform to use where I can share my experiences. And I'm really hoping that, so many, I think almost 40 participants are here. And at the end of the session, they are going to take something out of it. Okay, so I'll try my best, but I have to tell you this, I'm really scared. Okay, because it's not easy to go and share our own experiences with others and make them also learn. So I'll try my best, and I hope I do justice to this. Yeah,
the whole community is with you, Jitu, and you can go ahead.
Thank you. So let me quickly share my presentation with you. Okay, I have tried creating a small presentation. Will not be many slides and also not many words possibly. Okay. So before I go ahead, I just have one question for all of you. When you say time to scale up and career reboot, is there anyone who has any understanding what do they mean? Because it may mean different things to different individuals. So if any volunteer wants to just say what exactly it means to them. Anyone?
Okay, Kamal says time to upskill.
Okay.
Anything else?
Anyone else?
To enhance our potential, reinvent. Wenzil says time to pedal yourself. To broaden our horizon. Okay, to restart. Mega says to restart. Yes, Jitu.
Okay. I think all of you are correct. Okay. So I when I was given this topic, so I think Abil called me one day and he said, Jitu, I want you to do a topic like this. Initially, I was really blank. I didn't know what to do. Then took some time, spent some time with my wife to understand, if I have to go. And yeah, fortunately, she's also part of this program here, Megha. And also my 2-year-old son, he's also listening to the same. Okay. And I'm assuming that he's cheering for me.
So it's nice to know that it's a family show. Go ahead, Jitu.
Yes, we as a family do everything together. Yeah. So so when I had this topic, so I try to understand. So this can be used in multiple contexts. One, okay, wherever we are today. Faisal raised his hand. You want to say something?
You can go ahead, Jitu. If there's anything, I'll take questions. Yeah.
My understanding. So I tried using it. One, wherever you are today, how do we go to the next level? In another context, let's say today we are in a particular profession and you want to switch the entire career and want to go somewhere else. The next, possibly we want to search for a new job altogether. So everything can be summarized in time to scale up or career reboot, whatever way you want to do the takeaways. Okay. So before we go ahead, okay, I just want to mention one thing. Okay, I'm hoping the presentation is visible to everyone.
Yes, Jitu, we can see the presentation. Go ahead.
So, I always tell, especially to my team or my, people, who I hang around, that our life is ours. Okay. So it's, what does it mean that, in a corporate context, you are the CEO and you are the product. which means you have to define the direction as a CEO, which way you want to go, and also you have to build the product, how you want to build yourself. Okay, and that's the summary, I'm going to talk about, and in the next subsequent slides. Let me move to the next one. Okay, so this is I know, those who are familiar with Bollywood, this is my favorite movie. It's called 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗂𝗁𝗃. That means conqueror of destiny. There's something it means in Arabic. I just took a Google translation and have put it up. Okay, but I don't know what does it mean. Okay, but the meaning is we create our own destiny. And to be honest, I have watched this movie more than 100 times, since a kid. And whenever still I'm in a kind of a very, very depressing situation, I don't know where to go in my career, I go and watch this movie. This movie is all about, it's obviously later it turns out to be a love story, but like Bollywood is always famous for that. But it starts with a kid, kind of an orphan kid, how he makes his destiny and becomes a very powerful individual all along his life. And it's been my inspiration, not because of the movie per se, but because of the name itself. This movie made me, to take decision in my life, helped me, basically how you say career reboot. Every time I had to go through that, I used this movie as an inspiration. So let me move to the next slide. So, when I was looking at it, how do I define this entire presentation? That too, I think I have approximately 20 minutes for this presentation. So I summarize into, basically 4 categories. And the first, it starts all with dream. Okay. So when I say dream, so let me quickly go back to my past. Okay. My past, when I talked about 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗂𝗁𝗃, that movie. So it started all way back somewhere around 2003 or so, when I decided to leave my home. I'm from Assam, okay? So I just completed my 12th standard and decided to leave home and make my own future. Obviously, there are a lot of other history I will not talk about there. But that time I just had a dream. The dream was wherever I am today, whatever I'm going through in my life, in my family, I don't want to have the same life. I just want to change my life. And that was a simple dream. Okay, if I have to tell you what that dream also was associated with, to earn 3,000 rupees as a salary, so that I know my wife is listening to it, but I'll still go ahead and say, if I earn 3,000 rupees, the aim was after I earn my first 3,000 as a salary, I'll go and get married. That was my dream. Okay, that took me to Bombay. Okay, obviously I went to Chennai first and then went to Bombay. And things were different. Okay, things were really not what I aspired to be. So I ended up started my first job, the career reboot. What I'm talking about, my first job was in a tea stall in Bombay, in a roadside. Okay, that's where, and my dream was to, how do I earn at that point of time, because I didn't have any other option in Mumbai at that point of time. That I'm talking about end of 2004. So, so the dream started, but then when I went to Mumbai, then I realized one thing very clearly, that this is not what I wanted to do. Okay, then I had to look at again career reboot, understand what should I do now. The first challenge was obviously I come from a vernacular medium school. Okay, and the school was always fun and not studies. Okay, but yeah, I had my best life there. And didn't have a proper academics or education that you talk about. At 12th standard, that too after a gap of 2 years, I completed my 12th. Okay. So in my tea shop, I used to see a lot of individuals who used to come and speak in English. Okay, all of them are for a call center. Okay, and then I made my career reboot and my dream that okay, I want to be there. I want to speak like them. Okay, and work in a call center. And at that point of time, I think the salary was on an average 8,000 to 12,000 call center used to pay. And in the shop that I was working, I didn't actually have a salary because it was run by my uncle. So he provided me the place to stay and 5 rupees every day. So I used that 5 rupees every day to buy newspapers. And from there, I picked up English. Okay. And fortunately, during that period, when I started reading English newspaper, okay, I came across the terms called premier B school, like IIMs or XLRI, TISS, etc. So I kept on telling myself, this is my dream. I want to do that. Okay. So when I was not very fluent, but I started being comfortable with my language, I went for 70 interviews. Okay, almost all call centers in Malad in Mumbai and Goregaon. Almost all buildings I went, and everywhere I got rejected. But I didn't lose hope, except in certain places where I thought I cannot lead my life anymore. So finally, I cracked one of the interviews. They paid me 5,000, but no, still the person is my mentor these days also. So she asked me one question like, what is your career goal? And I said, like, I want to be in the top B school. In 3 years, I will be there, and then I will be earning. I'm talking about way back in 2008-10. I'll be earning more than 10 lakhs per annum salary, and I'm done. And then she laughed and she said, you are an entertainer. So that's what she thought. But actually, finally, in 2008, I cracked it, and it all happened because I started acting on what I have dreamt of. Okay, and not only that, during that, so after this, so I went on to become the HR manager for one of the very large conglomerates in India. From there, I went to Kuwait, then to Bahrain, then to Dubai. Okay, and every time, I think those who know me in Dubai, especially Avil has been a very, very close friend, Anita, Santosh. I always had career reward every time. When I was HR, I wanted to become something else, and it kept on growing. But the only thing, I did, which I'm proud of, that whatever I make my dream, I start acting on it. Okay. So what I'm telling you here is, no matter whatever you think that, you are in a situation today and you have decided in your dreams, okay, the journey that you are going to take from dream to your achieving dream is the first step is going to act. Okay, building that building blocks. Okay, the next one is hustle. So if you look at the picture that I put up, he's one of my favorite sportsmen, Muhammad Ali. Okay, he became great because he hustled when everyone possibly were resting. So he trained himself in the best possible way, going through all the pains at that point of time. If I have to come back to my life, when I had to learn English, as I was telling you, or prepared for the first interview to be cracked, after being a failure in 70 interviews. And also understand, failure doesn't count. What counts is only your success, because everyone forgets about your failure, but your success will be remembered, and you will remember your success. So during that time, Santosh mentioned 5 a.m. club. Okay, trust me, that time I had a 4 a.m. club. Okay, the club was basically, I was staying with 6 individuals. All of us used to be called chotus. Okay, so my job was possibly easiest compared to others, because I was the only person who knew how to read and write, 12th standard, and none of them possibly went to school, the other chotus. Okay, so every day, 4 a.m. to get up. Okay, make sure I study well. Okay, I learn at least 10 new words every day. Okay, prepare. So at that point of time, I learned one trick was like, I always cleared my first round of interviews because I memorized the entire concept of tell me about yourself in English. Okay, that took me approximately 3 months to become a very, very natural speaker. Okay, and that was the hustle I'm talking about. Today, if you ask me, am I resting? No. Okay, so those around me, they know, like, I'm investing every time in my skill building. Okay, yesterday when, so for example, when 2010, I graduated from one of the best B schools in the country. Okay, and #1 HR school in India. After that, till now, almost every second year, I worked on picking up new skills. And one of the skill is, a coaching skill. So I'm actually certified, internationally recognized certification. I do have clients across the world. Okay, to an extent. So I do a lot of work with humanitarian and NGOs, etc. And those skills have been picked up because every time I am investing my time to learn a new skill. Okay, and then it comes to breakthrough. Okay, so the breakthrough is the amazing part. So if you have seen, if you know about KFC, this person, I think, at the fag end of his life, he started KFC, which means like, if he can do it, okay, all of us can do it. It's just a matter of, did we dream? Did we act? Did we hustle when it was needed to be hustled and build those skills and then come to the breakthrough? Most of us, what happens is we just dream and then we stop and we start thinking that someone from somewhere will come and give it to you. I'm not saying it may not be possible for some people, but in most cases, you have to go through these stages of your life. Okay. So now you understood, like, how it can be possibly done: dream, act, hustle, and then you reach your breakthrough. But when you are doing it, whichever stage of your career you are today, okay, you have to start pivoting your career. What do I mean by that is, like, when you decide on a dream that this is where I want to go, okay, when you decide that, there are some steps related to that dream you have to start taking. Okay, and this is 3-axis rule. I have very proudly copied this model from one of the websites. I'll try to use my GAN with this, but I found it very, very useful model. Okay, so if you look at, this model has 3 axes. Okay, it talks about domain experience, hard skills, and soft skills. What do I mean by that? Okay, so what happens is, like, we want to do X, Y, and Z, but we don't talk about, like, how do we build the domain skill? Okay, all of us, if we have worked or studied, or so we have built some certain kind of domain which we are passionate about, which we possibly picked up from our last job, last experience, or training. So that's how you started building the domain experience. Now, how do you use the domain experience basically to build your hard skills? Again, that goes back to your technical skills. Let's say the buzzword today in today's world is AI, okay, data science, okay, robotics. So everyone talks about these things, but now, if you want to be there, what's the first thing you are going to do? First thing, you're going to start building these hard skills, which are technical skills. And these are very, very easy to build on. And not only these, I think everything else in the world, everything else is possible. It's just your mindset that you shift your focus and you build your mindset in that way. And the most important skill as you grow in your career, go higher up, the most important skill, I will say, is soft skill, because that comes with experience, that comes with consciously paying attention. Because hard skill you can learn from courses, domain experience, you can talk to someone and understand the domain, but soft skills is all yours. Okay, and it changes over the period. For example, for me, the soft skills at one point of time was learning English. Okay, today if I say, like, is the communication still required? It's required. It's in a different category. It's required. For example, for me now, communication means not only to speak English, possibly to speak in any language, but negotiate with people at top management, or people around me, stakeholders, etc. So it changes. But a couple of soft skills which are very important. One is your communication skill, your negotiation skill, your presentation skill. How do you collaborate with others? And one, I think, very few people mentions about it, to understand how do you use your soft skill to persuade people who are at the power centers of the organization. If you do these things very, very rightfully, in terms of spending time in these 3 areas and build your skills in such a way, I don't think that whatever dream, career reboot you call, or wherever you want to go, it's all possible. Just that you have to build the right kind of network with your domain experience, build the hard skills, and obviously you have to brand your skill. It's not so. Many of my mentees or people who I coach, I always say, they say, like, Jitu, I know everything, but no one values my skill. Then I ask the only simple question: did you brand them? And they said, no, I'm not an advertising company. Let's go back to the first slide that I talked about. You are the CEO and you are the product. And any product that you build will require branding. Okay, it can be a literal meaning, like how you do a brand and advertise, or it can be subtle way how you brand yourself around, and that's what it's going to decide your journey in life. Okay, so understanding power, understanding how to brand yourself and communicate your brand is going to take you where you want to go. Obviously, that coupled with your domain expertise and your hard skills that you have learned across. Yeah. So with that, I'll just let me again try to summarize. Dream, please dream as big as possible. There's nothing impossible. Imagine a Chotu from a tea shop way back in 2004, today sitting here, possibly some of the most learned person I have known. So all of you are sitting here and I'm giving you gyan. It's not gyan, I'm just talking about my experience, but no. So if I can do it, so for me, I feel satisfied, I feel successful because I have achieved it, but that doesn't mean that I stop my dream. I have a new dream today. I will not share it right away, but there are dreams. So there are dreams are basically milestone. You achieve one, then you move on. Then take action. So it's like, again, daydreaming is all fine as long as you work in the night. Okay, but if you daydream and also you dream at night and you don't work on those, I think it's not going to work out. Unless some babas have given you some angoti and everything worked out that way. But if you dream, you have to go and action those. Okay, and when you start actioning, understand it's not just because you action once it's going to be yours. You have to repetitively, continuously keep on building those, and that's what your hustle is going to be. And then you will reach a breakthrough and you will be the successful individual that you always wanted to be. And the reason I have talked about butterfly, because these days my son's favorite thing is also butterfly. Okay, he loves butterfly and he says, Baba, it's beautiful. So I thought it will be the right one. And before I close, I just wanted to show you my journey. So this is what you see. Let me, I don't know how do I use the pointer. Okay, so if you see this on the right hand side of mine, okay, this is my tea shop where I worked, okay, way back in 2004. That was a little bigger because now I think Mumbai municipality has reduced the space. That's why it's become a little smaller. It was a little bigger when I was working there. And this is, these pictures were taken in 2016 when I went back to Mumbai for, I thought, let me go back to the place where I learned so many things. This is a new Chotu. I don't know, much about him, but, this was possibly, I was in 2004. Okay. And if you look at this yellow highlighted spot, that was the place, where I talked about, along with 6 other Chotus, okay, in one room without any washroom, toilets, nothing. So this one room was our destiny, our roof over the head, everything, or security, everything you talk about. And I really feel humbled that I have achieved so much, but no, the achievement had a price and I paid that. So with that, I'm done to share my experience, and I really hope that all of you have learned something or possibly will be using these learnings in your life. So thank you, and I'm open to questions now, Santosh.
Thank you so much from Chotu to Jitu. What a journey, Jitu. Of course, we have known you for quite some time, and we have heard of your stories. And much more than that, I mean, giving the whatever whole journey and summarizing it 5 key points in 20 minutes. Awesome job. Of course, I have so many questions going on. I'm sure after starting from that 3,000 salary and that doing that 5 rupees English reading, and it's taking you to frame your first sentence for 3 months. So tell me about yourself, Jitu. And all these things, of course, it's a very touching story and of course the inspirational story of yourself. I'm sure Megha is definitely quite proud of you now. And so now, of course, I'll come with few questions. So usually, like you summarize saying, Jitu, like okay, you dream, act, hustle, and break. So then you start flying, right? But in each and every stage, I believe there is a hurdle, right? So now, why are most of the people fail to dream? This is a question.
Okay. See, as
because like as you told, like you said, okay, you come from the tea shop or like a chotua, people come from very village places, right? Then they'll say, okay, no, I don't know English. Even I came from a Kannada medium where hardly anyone in my town still speaks good English, right? So then we fail to dream, saying, okay, no, this is my limit, I can't. So what do you say about that, Jitu? Why we fail?
So okay, one thing, first thing I'll say, like, as I told you, like, I think in this presentation I mentioned, failure doesn't count, success counts. Okay. What happens is, most of the people who quit, when I say quit, you can always quit. But something is not, you started understanding that this is not for you, you go into something else, but you don't quit to become successful. You just quit a path. That's okay. But what happens is, during the course of your life, or our life, most of us, we start counting our failures. But I told you very clearly, failure doesn't count. What counts is your success. The moment we start counting our failures, we start burdening ourselves. We start telling, that 70 times when I failed in my interviews, okay, I'm giving you a rough number. There's two things I could have said. Because 70 times I failed, I don't have it in me. But I told 70 times I failed, 71st time I will do something new. And I did. Every time when I went, I told you, like, I took approximately 3 to 5 months to just, master on to say, tell me yourself. Okay. And those who these days, like, they sit with me in my, when I take interviews, I actually don't ask this question, tell me about yourself. Yeah, because I know those who are really, really good, they work hard to know themselves, they can mug it up. So I stopped asking this question altogether. That will be, I think, my point of view. Stop counting your failures, okay? Because ultimately it will not count. Take a better way, better step. If you think this is something is not for you, after a lot of try, see, like, what could be the possibilities. Look at more possibilities.
True. I completely agree with you, Jitu. I mean, of course, as long as your dreams are really keep pushing you, then only you can take it. Now, I come to the second point of yours, action, right? Now, many of the people, if I take it as a funnel also, many of the people come under dream, okay? And most of the dreams are like wishes. Okay, I want to have a good family, I want to have a good car, probably good house, good job, and all these, right? But then, as you said, okay, they fail to take an action, right? So how do you exactly transit between that dream to action, and what could be kind of a action plan that should be for to take an action, Jitu?
I think it's a very difficult question, but I'll try to use my experience. So here, so like what happens is, so when you start dreaming something, and the road is always fuzzy. It's not a straight line. It's never going to be a straight line. Okay. What you do is you go back to the drawing board. There you have to draw, in literal meaning, okay, you have to draw 2 points. 1 point, this is where I am. Okay, second point, this is my dream. And everything is blank. So you have to go through multiple iteration. If you look at, I talked about you are the product, and this is what the product I mean. So when any product company, they builds product, so they basically create the product journey. Okay, and it doesn't, they want to capture everything in one slide, but this one slide keeps on reiteration. Version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5. So there is no one answer that how do you start actioning, but you have to go back to the drawing board, say, okay, this is where I am, this is what it is. You have, I think in 2004, Google was not that famous. Neither we had Facebook, LinkedIn, nothing was there. Okay. What we had is Times of India and Mumbai Mirror. Okay, that too I understood half, I didn't understand mostly. But there is always a drawing board. You can go back and write it down. Writing will create always better clarity. And I can always know the moment anyone joins in my team, the first thing I tell them, can you please every day write down, every week at least, what did you learn from that week, and is it taking you closer to your dream? If not, then you don't do that.
That's true. I completely agree with you, Jitu. Writing down everything makes things more stronger in our mind and thoughts too. At the same time, it will take us closer to our journey. In fact, that's what we do in a 5 a.m. club in the morning, or in the mastermind. We do from gratitude, affirmations, to-do list, journaling, and writing our goals and visualizing our goals and all those things to bring everything together. And that's also part of being even our mastermind sessions. So that's what we do. In fact, we do on a daily basis. We kind of ask them to write down your goals, and based on those goals, what are your daily actions, and you have to track your with the daily habit tracker. Yeah, Vijit, yeah.
Actually, if my wife is here, you can ask her, since we are married, she knows, and initially she used to think what this guy is doing. I'll tell you, when I was in that room, 6x6 room with 6 people, there also I kept a poster of Mercedes-Benz. Okay, that was my dream at that point of time. So yeah, because when you shoot for the moon, definitely you will get stars and not the mud. That's what I believe in.
That's true. Absolutely. As long as you back them with the right actions and attitude. Okay. Now I have a couple more questions. Of course, I'm taking questions from audience. If anybody have any questions, please make sure that you kind of put it in a chat box so I can pick it up and ask Jitu. Okay. Now I've seen that your journey started with, okay, I want to get a job of 3,000. Then you said, okay, I want to learn English. And then you said, okay, I want to go to a B school, right? So then probably, okay, I want to go to overseas or work for a bigger company. So I can see that every time you take you're taken action to go to the next level, right? And my question is, what was your motivation every time to reboot and restart and get to the next level, Jitu? Because that time, of course, Mega wasn't there and the family wasn't there, right?
Thank you for asking this question. I think I'll give you one philosophical answer here. Okay. So it's like, again, Bollywood. Okay. My life has been inspired by Bollywood always, and I always say, I'm a bird. Okay, and if the bird stops flying, that bird will die. Okay, and that's my inspiration, and I mean it. I get bored with the same thing again and again, and if either I have to reinvent or I have to go into something, a new direction altogether. And that's why I call myself as a bird, and I don't define my territories.
And I think even when you moved to India from Gulf or whatever, then I think that was a challenge, right? Because most of the people in Gulf, they think not twice or probably 100 times to go back. Okay, can I go back to India? And you have taken that courage to do that. And again, you're kind of now, as we're talking yesterday, you're telling me, no, Santosh, now I'm planning to do something else and change or something, right? So that's kind of defines what exactly you did. And your life, your journey itself is always given you enough clues and examples of what have been you talking about in the last 30-40 minutes. Okay, now I have one more. Yeah, go ahead, Jitu. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I know, I can always take risk first, because my family, my wife, and even my 2-year-old son, he was cheering me today also. He learned a new sentence for me today. All the best. Okay, Baba. And plus, I know whatever I do, I will not go back to the day of 5 rupees a day. I have crossed that. Even if I don't do work for a corporate today, I think I will still have the same lifestyle, and I'm confident of that.
Okay,
I know it's arrogance. It is not.
No, it's not an arrogance. If arrogance is anyway visible in your talks or anything, I'm sure people would be telling, like, you've been so humble and absolutely. So what you've done in the whole life itself is a testimony of what you are today. Now, Next question is, what advice would you give if anyone feels stuck professionally? Because what happens is people just get into one's state, then instead of taking action, they will be kind of thinking, right? So what would be your advice to somebody who is really stuck and he don't know how to move? And especially
Firstly,
during the
I'll
pandemic,
tell,
I think that during the pandemic, it's quite big, right?
yeah. So I'll tell first thing, we all are stuck in different ways. Okay. Some of us are stuck in traffic. Some of us are stuck in lift because it stopped working. And some of us are stuck in our career. The only way we move forward, or not only, multiple ways are there. One, seek help. Okay. During this journey, if I say everything I have done on my own, I think I will be saying lie. There are multiple stages, multiple individuals came in. Okay. The only thing was that I said I need help, and there's someone readily available always to give that helping hand, and that's what made me today. Okay. I see, like, one of my senior, his name is 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗿𝗲, he also joined in, and he has been a helping hand for so many years now. Okay. I know him since 2008. And then similarly, I have multiple individuals who gives help. So please don't shy away. When you need help, you need help. Okay. You may knock 100 doors, 99 possibly refuse to open the door, one person will open, and that's going to be your factor. Second, learn new things. The world has changed. As on yesterday, when I'm talking about those days where we didn't have options, now you can sit at home and actually advise clients, work with multiple vendors, do teaching, coaching, build products. Just sitting at home, you can still earn. So possibilities are higher. Don't try to constrain yourself in a cocoon. That's what we do. We start thinking, okay, if I don't get this job, my life is over. Okay, if I don't do a job with, in dirham times, let's say if I say like 30,000 dirham, if my salary is not 30,000 dirham, just for an example, my life is over. In India, you say, if I don't get 15 lakhs of job, my life is over. It's not going to be over. Potential is huge. Okay, again, as I said, when you dream in day, if you are working in night, is fine, but if you dream and don't do anything, it's not going to work out. Okay, I know many individuals, okay, who will work in day, who will work in night, and make everything happening. So don't constrain yourself, and please reach out for help. You need help. I think Sandeep, being my senior, he knows. Most of the CHROs, even in India, from my institute, they know, like, Jitu, because not because I'm great, because whenever I needed help, I went and asked them, sir, can you help me? Santosh, am I on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're completely on. And of course, Sandeep is basically showering so many comments for you. And he says, Jitu, as always, you always amaze me, and it's the reverse way. You have inspired so many and uplifted them. Keep rocking. Okay. Sandeep also had one kind of a question with his statement before, saying, I know I have known you for almost 12 years now, and I have always seen better version of you every time. My question is, as we age, our learning agility keeps going down. And of course, he says, I may be wrong, but how do you keep up the learning agility high? One. Second is, how do you push yourself for learning every day? And that's from Sandeep.
I think that's my strength, because situation have told me always, the only thing you go higher or be better is by learning, and there is no limit. I learned from my team. I think some of my team members are here. I keep on telling them what I learned from them every day. So what happens is, it's a daily matter, and this is become my DNA, because that's my topmost strength. The day I stop learning, sometimes my wife is here again, Megha, and quote her. Even at night, 2 o'clock, she, sometimes she think, I'm crazy because I learn every day. Like, today I'm learning about HR. Tomorrow I just go off tangent and try to understand something about robotics. I'm not a science student. Okay. And that's my strength. It's become a passion. That's it. I think more than anything else. And every time, like today, if I'm here, uh, I could be, possibly very confident of presenting because that's what I do every day: learn and learn and learn.
And I think it shows every step of your way. And not only that, even your the last 40 minutes of speech always, I'm sure you used word learning probably more than anything else. And that shows your agility as well as your interest in learning. Jitu, I have one more question from Sumit, who says, what's the importance of money on one's journey?
Okay. The journey started with a dream of 3,000 rupees. There is importance there. Okay. If you ask me tomorrow, I want to become a millionaire, there's still an importance. But the importance should be, what happens is, I'm actually working with someone, very, very high profile, successful individual, and he wanted me, like, Jitu, can you help me with something, I'm getting stuck with. And he got stuck with that, either money is everything or family is everything. Okay. And both are not true. Okay. The only truth is you are everything. Till the time you are kicking and rocking, you have everything possible you want in your life, which means happy family, more money. So that's it. Money is only means. Okay. No, it's not the end destination.
I hope that answers Sumit's question. And of course, I have one more question, which is probably kind of answered a little bit before. Does age really matter? If not, then why does society still consider age while giving a chance? Or at least in a profession.
Okay. So yeah, if you put a data point, okay, they'll say, okay, age matters because there is a retirement age. But then you want to only work for someone else. Okay. Age doesn't matter if you're a bird because you can keep flying every time you want to. And I told you, like, very clearly, for me, I consider myself as a bird, and I want everyone to consider as that ways. Because, if KFC founder, he can build one of the biggest empire. KFC is the second largest kind of a fast food chain in the world, and he built it at 70. Okay. I think it's matter of our belief, our mindset, what we tell ourselves.
Jitu, the last 40-50 minutes been just amazing. A lot of emotions, a lot of knowledge, a lot of learning, and the kind of too many things running in probably everyone's mind. I can see that shows because we started with 40, we didn't drop a single person yet, and that shows what you have been delivering. Now there's one more question which says, what is the biggest challenge you ever faced in your career? I know that you never gave up, but I'm sure there might be a chance saying, okay, Jitu, now you become Chotu and just shut up and keep quiet, right? So what is the kind of that moment in your life, Jitu?
Oh, I think there are many moments, even in, and it's going to be always there, and that I have learned now. There'll be frustrations, there'll be moments. Sometimes the frustrations and moments comes because we start telling ourselves that, we are the world, okay, and the sun revolves around us, which is not the truth. Okay. The day we shed everything and say, like, whatever happens doesn't matter. I'm just another person in this world, and I will try my best, do my best, make whatever impact I can, and move on. The moment we get stuck, okay, which I also did many a times. Okay. I didn't mention anywhere, but I'm going to mention today possibly. I think it's a great crowd. I'll mention. So during my those days, that Chotu days, I tried attempting suicide 3 times. Okay, but I was scared. I went back and I said, tomorrow I'll change my destiny. And that's why I started with this movie 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗿, that poster. So it's all, when we start saying, because I am the most important important person, the world revolves around me, okay, then you will meet with a lot of setbacks, which are very, very minute things. If you can just let go and move on. Okay, I have a habit. Many of my friends, when we fought, I have been the first person to go say sorry and moved on. Okay, there are many, big fights happen with many individuals. I still went and said sorry and moved on because I realized, it doesn't matter. And if we can all do that, I think the frustrations will be less. There are times I could not. Okay, I'm not God again, I'm sure. There are times I could not. There are individuals I could not move on in terms of let go of what they did to me. But they don't matter anymore. I think that's why less frustration comes in.
Whenever you speak, I can see you going back to those memories, and kind of it kind of shows on your face and your eyes quite evidently, Jitoo. One more question, Jitoo. I'm sure there's one question saying, who inspires you? Pretty simple question. I'm sure it could be different people at different times, but yeah, who inspires you most, Jitoo? Of course, not now. I'm sure you might say no, Mega and Kid.
Okay, I wanted to say that, but no, but if you,
apart from that, yeah,
I think there are a lot of individuals, okay, great individuals. Like I think I have one of them is Muhammad Ali, the boxer. When I read about him, I went very, very deep about understanding him. I learned a lot from him. Then second, in India, it's Ambedkar, okay, Gandhi, if you have to talk about. And also when I, during my journey of life, I tried learning a lot of biographies. One of the biography which I loved was Prophet Muhammad, okay. Great, all these individuals, I think, they teach different angles of life, which fulfills me a lot.
okay, there are still comments pouring in, and of course there are questions pouring in, Jitoo, to my personal chat as well as this thing. We are exactly 8, which is 9:30. I'll take a couple of more questions before we wind up. The questions from Kamal. Of course, Kamal is a part of our community, and Kamal says, what are those habits you are still stick to from your initial days consistently? Of course, Kamal is part of our mastermind team. Now they successfully finished the mastermind batch of 90 days. So this is from Kamal. Yeah. What are those habits which you had initial days and you're still sticking to them now too?
Okay, I think 2 habits. One is learning and second is letting go. When it's like, learning whatever possible I could gather in the day. And sometimes, if I fail, I just let go and move on, because there are lot of things in the world I can cherish about rather than sulking on the failures. These are 2 things I stick every day.
Okay, again, it's a learning which you always showed, and second one is, of course, you're saying count on your blessings rather than sitting with sadness. Okay, Sandeep, have one more question to you. Jitoo, have a question which is, how do we shed our egos, leave the chip on the shoulder and seek help? Because you're talking about seeking help, and we always say, okay, if I ask anything to Jitoo, then Jitoo might think that, oh, of course the ego of Santosh might come in between, right? So always, so Sandeep says again, I always find it difficult to seek help. How should one approach asking for help, letting the ego?
First of all, it's a very difficult question to answer because he's Sandeep. He has helped me way back in 2008 when I didn't have a hostel to find me a place to stay. Him and there is someone called 𝗷𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗏, and I will be indebted to you for my life. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how do I answer to you because it matters. But yeah, right. I said, like, we should not think, world revolves around us. It doesn't. Okay, we came, we will have hours stay in this world, and then we'll move on, and then someone else will take over those memories. The only thing we should do is, we just say, like, we are another individuals. Okay, and the world is formed by collaboration, by helping each other and uplifting each other. Today I will seek help, tomorrow I will help others. I think that will help because you are balancing the equation, saying, like, okay, if I'm taking help or seeking help, tomorrow when someone comes to me, I will do the same. I think then the balance equation will get balanced.
I hope that answers Sandeep's question, and I think it's visible in your life also. You said like, okay, Sandeep helped you at certain point of in your life, and there's so many people who help you, and you're so grateful, and it shows in your words as well as in your emotions, right? And yes, we should be grateful. And as you said to Sandeep, which is, I mean, you, of course, you take help sometime, but you'll be able to give that. And what you are doing now is basically you're helping people and you're coaching people. So again, I would be definitely would love you to share your contact details too. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you, Jitu, they can definitely seek help, and definitely if you can do that, that would be great. If you want to send your email or number, whatever you prefer, it's fine, Jitu.
So, you can share my email and my numbers also. I'm always available. As long as I can make some impact in someone's life, I'm always okay.
Okay, I hope I have taken every question. So I'm still going back once to check if I missed any questions, which is.
So we'll take these two questions last.
Yeah, sure. Now there's one question from Nishan, says how to be sure of our career aspirations, our own career aspirations.
Okay. So Nishan, you want to answer
Nishan.
this? There's nothing is sure in this world. It changes. It changes because your aspirations will change with time. Because of the more time we spend in this world, consciously, not unconsciously. Okay, unconsciously people comes, eats and dies. Okay, if you consciously looking at your life, okay, the aspiration will change with time. Because yesterday, for example, just giving you a technological point of view, yesterday we didn't have an internet. Today the world is ruled by internet. Okay, and this happened in my lifetime. So you cannot be sure. Okay, what you can sure about is the taking those small steps. Okay, and every day telling yourself, if that step is taking you towards your aspiration, if not, don't take that step, change your steps. Hope, Nishan, I answered you.
Yeah, I'm sure that's answered Nishan's question. The last question before we move further, what advice do you give for young entrepreneurs to scale up?
Okay, Stephen. Okay. I again, I call myself CEO of my life. Okay. So I will take the liberty that I'm also an entrepreneur. Correct. So the advice is, don't get hooked to your own ideas. Always. What happens is, sometimes, we start falling in love with our ideas, and that's the worst thing. If you are an entrepreneur, you want to build something, because the job of an entrepreneur to build for others. So try to revalidate whenever you are facing a challenge. Second, seek again help. There are a lot of places you can go and seek help. You can connect with me. In fact, I can help you in connecting with other individuals. At the same time, places where I also try to learn. Okay, that's again a new learning area that I'm venturing into. We can learn it together, Stephen. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of my questions.
Santosh,
I know that.
I want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Santosh,
Jitu,
there's a question from Anita. Okay, I read it and then I didn't answer this. Anita, question is basically,
could you please share your suggestions to help someone to come out of the comfort zone and start with the dreams that is quite challenging? Anita is again somebody who is going to enter our mastermind program. She's been an amazing person who's.
So Anita, I'm assuming you are in Dubai, or
no? She's based out of India, Jitu.
She's based
in
Dubai, India. Where?
Southern India.
Okay. Okay, so just let me try to answer this. The comfort zone is basically, we call it ourselves. We are always in uncomfortable situation every day. Okay, in COVID, if you go out, you may get COVID. Okay, And especially in India, if you go out on the road and you're walking, you may be hit anytime. So you're always in uncomfortable zone. Just that we are telling that, we like comforts, but we go through uncomfortable zone every day. Okay, so again, change your, the moment we change your mindset, stating that, whatever we go through, tomorrow will be a new day and I will overcome this. That's it. Uh, I think that will be it. There's no other formula. Just you have to understand every day in our life, we go to uncomfortable situations or areas. Okay. The only thing is we don't consciously say that is uncomfortable zone because we are habituated it. So make your habit there.
Thank you so much, Jitu. I'm sharing Jitu's number, which is +919100657776. Of course, if anybody wants to have a word with Jitu and need any advice related to career, definitely get in touch with Jitu, and he was the first one to help as much as I know Jitu. And with that, I conclude the Q&A. And before we just moving further, Jitu, I just want to ask, what was your experience coming onto the platform and doing this session, Jitu?
Well, I think it's a great experience, I'll tell you. So when I started, I was telling my wife before, I told her first time I'm actually feeling nervous. I'm one of those guys who generally doesn't feel nervous. But the moment I took over, I think I became very comfortable. And the reason being the great audience, the great questions. Santosh, you made me comfortable pretty much. I think overall it's a great experience. So when I go back, I think there are a couple of things I learned which I'm going to diary for myself. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Jitu. So yeah, as we move forward, just a quick thing. Of course, you're based in India and not in Dubai. If you're in Dubai, definitely I would have given your physical bouquet, say you thank you, Jitu. But I'm sure like someday we'll catch up somewhere, either in India or Dubai. So thank you so much, Jitu, for coming onto the platform. On behalf of Brainciti and DJH, I'm giving this virtual bouquet to you. And probably this should be this is a very small token of thank you from us, and thanks for coming onto the platform and doing the session. I thank all the audience who's been with us from the beginning. It's because of you people we have been doing what we are doing, and because of you people we learned so much, and we have been doing it in the last 1 year. So thank you so much for being here and being a great audience with lovely questions. And of course, this is the Dubai Job Center social media. You can search us on social media. You can go to the Dubai Job Center Telegram channel as well as a Facebook, and we have a website which is in fact under upgrade, so it should be ready by tomorrow.